If you have a nice lawn, you'll know the feeling. It's perfect 1 week, and the next, these cheeky weeds start popping up everywhere. I'm George, and today on I'm New To, I'm tackling Catsear, this one here, and Common Ragwort, this one here and there. These are two weeds that seem to think they own the place, and I'll show you how I deal with them using a stand-up weeding puller and no chemicals, no back pain, and surprisingly satisfying to use. Now, if you're thinking of getting one of these weed pullers, here's what I'd look for after trying a few. First, I'd go for the metal claws. Take this plastic part off. We have these three claws. The plastic ones, they wear down very quickly because this is the part that goes into the soil, especially if your soil is stony. So try go for the metal options. Second, make sure it's long enough for your height. So once this goes in, make sure it is long enough. This one is my size and I've tested it. It's perfect for me. Third, look for an easy eject lever, kind of like this thing here. So once I press this, it should be easy to clear the weed from the claws. And finally, check the weight. You want something sturdy, not heavy, especially if you're going around for a while. This one's made out of aluminium and a plastic handle, and I've been using this for quite a few months now, and I really like this one here. You may have a nice lawn, and then every now and then you have a weed. That's what Catsear is. I've got one right here, and it's difficult to get them out because they really lie very low into the lawn. And if you try, I've tried multiple tools to try and wheeze them out, poke them in almost like with a screwdriver kind of tool that you can twist and turn. But one tool that I really found that's very, very good at removing them is this thing here. The purpose of this is you point it into the grass, into the weed where you want to take it out, kind of the center part where you think the center of that weed is, because a lot of the time the cat's ears have multiple of them growing at the same spot. So just you may try a few times to find the real correct spot in the center of it. Point it to the center, push it down with your foot, and once it's in, you would twist this around, and then as you twisting, you can pull out, and then pop it out like this, and it will fall in. Maybe you're carrying a bucket with you, because I have a lot of them and I would usually carry my bucket around. So this is one that I found here, which I think is an easy demonstration. If I align it correctly there, I think that's kind of the center. Push this down. As it hits it, I would twist. As I'm twisting, I'm going to pull it out, and there we go. You always get a clump of soil that comes with it, but when you pop it out like that, you're left with a hole. So you will need to go back and fill this hole again with some clean soil, so that you don't have a very holy lawn as you're moving around and taking them out. But it's the cleanest way that I found, and also someone of my age, I don't have to bend down, come back up again, bend down, come back up again, go down on my knees, things like that. This is a wonderful tool, and it was, as you saw, very easy to take them out. A tip maybe I can give you is, after it's rained, the soil is obviously moist and softer, and they will come out even easier than if it's a more drier season, or when the lawn is hasn't soaked in water and it hasn't got that flexibility and it's more dry. So the point, of course, of de-weeding is to get as much of these Catsear's roots out. And I think in this case, if I'm not mistaken, I have used the tool in the past, but I may have missed taking out the full roots. So this one's extremely easy to take out because it has regrown in a previous hole that I've made. So I don't need to twist or pull too much. But that may be a problem you will encounter. You thought you've taken most of the root out of these, but you haven't, and they're regrown in the same spot. You do tend to get, here's another one. Sometimes I angle it so that it's trying getting the root. There we go. This one's actually, the root came out quite well. You see actually multiple roots that they grow. Difficult to get them out with other tools, but I really enjoy doing this. Gives you a great sense of pleasure. Of course, I've got a lot of holes in my garden now, so I'll need to patch them up with some soil, but at least it makes my grass healthier and less unsightly. Here we have a common ragwort, which basically is very close to the catsear, but because of the technique this tool uses, you can still use it to try and remove it. Now the ground here is drier, so it's much more difficult to get this out, but at least the twisting, turning action allows me to weaken the roots around where it is, and at some point, if the tool does take it out, see the ground is quite dry here, but it still allows me to now easier pull these out. They're breaking, but that's because it's a tough weed to get out. At least the tool has helped. So multi-use, not just for one type of weed. Alright, so that's how I cleared catsear and ragwort from my lawn. And more importantly, I did it without crawling around on my knees like I used to. It's quick, clean, and honestly, there's something satisfying about seeing those roots come out whole. Just remember to fill the holes with a bit of soil, and you could, if you want, add some seed afterwards. My grass grows back within a few weeks, but why not add a few seeds just to keep up the strength of the grass. If you're new to lawn care, give this a go. It's a simple tool that makes a big difference. I'm George, and this has been I'm New to De-Weeding My Lawn. See you in the next one, hopefully with fewer weeds and less backache. See you soon.